All right, thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm Giovanni Gusto. This is Petersburg Solution, and I'm here with Tyra Bolling, R&B artist. She is known for a country boy hit. Um, Other hits, "Still in Love," "Give Me a Rush." Uh, sorry, "Giving Me a Rush." And Tyra, how are you
Oh, so
doing?
I'm wonderful, baby. How you doing?
I'm fine. Definitely happy to have you on. Could you
Thank you for
let
having
us
me.
know you absolutely you're the Petersburg native here. Yeah, everyone knows I'm pretty new, but tell me what it was like growing up in the city.
Growing up in Petersburg, man. I had a wonderful childhood. I actually started performing at a really young age. I think I wrote my first song when I was about 9, and started performing when I was around 12. And I have to credit
You did have an
Petersburg
early start.
for, yeah, really early, right? So I have to credit Petersburg for basically giving me the confidence to follow my dreams, because whenever I would do, a show in the city, the whole city would come out to support me. They
Yeah.
cheered me on. And I mean, from I started in a singing group called Crazy, with my older sister and cousin. And after that, I went solo, and I mean, the support just never wavered. They were always there to support. So um, the people in Petersburg, they're amazing. My entire family is still there. I come back all the time, to visit. It's my favorite place on earth, because just I don't know. I just feel like Petersburg gave me that confidence,
And
you know.
look, you mentioned how the whole city would come out whenever you were performing. I mean, I
Mhm.
saw you I saw you performing in Charlotte recently,
Okay.
and just seeing the whole audience, the entire audience singing along, you
Yeah,
know, to one of your early songs. I mean, that was amazing.
always is.
And
Always is.
you apparently you still got the support, and I can only imagine what seeing the audience in Petersburg would be like.
Yeah, the songs that I was singing back then, they weren't as popular, but the local support, like people, even the originals that I did before I was, signed to a major label, people would buy those records, and they would support those songs. So, like I said, Petersburg really did give me the confidence that I needed to get out of, my comfort zone, and shoot for the stars. So it was a pretty good experience growing up in Petersburg.
All right. And the group, who all did you say was inside of the group? Was
Crazy.
it
It was a KRAZ apostrophe E, and that's my older sister Latoya, and my cousin Danae. Yeah.
okay? I was
Hmm.
gonna say, yeah, I thought that there was someone else in besides your sister.
Yeah, Danae. Yeah, yeah. All Petersburg, born and raised. We actually met through. When I say she's my cousin, she married my cousin, and so she married into the family.
Okay,
But we all met. We all went to Petersburg High, and that's how we all got together.
okay. That was the
Mhm.
only thing I didn't know. I wasn't sure who all was in the group because I was going to ask if they might still be singing or not.
No, they actually gave that up a long time ago. That's why I went solo. They left me. I didn't leave them.
Okay. Uh,
I was the baby. I think I went
hmm.
solo around I was 14ish when I went solo, because they
Okay.
decided they were older. They were going off to college, and starting their lives, and
Right.
they saw it as more of a hobby, and I saw it more of as a career choice. So, um,
All
but for
right.
years, my sister sung backup for me until I got signed. So, always grateful for that. She was always supportive. Still really good, that support system from the both of them. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And just one thing that I had noticed, or that I've always known about you as an artist, is the fact that I don't know if everyone's necessarily aware or uh, have seen you seen your dancing. And I say that because the time that we came out of high school, because we're like like a couple months apart in age.
Right.
Um, Performers were they were absolute entertainers. They
Hmm.
were singers and dancers, and we don't see that much these days. I mean, I was reading a Vice article this morning about how they were just asking, does anyone dance anymore? And I was just wondering, for one, Andrew, a good dancer. What is it like just knowing the difference of the industry, when we came of age versus seeing how things are today? Because it seems to be a little bit more of an anomaly to have someone who's able to do both singing and
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah. Um, I don't want to be the old guy in the room, saying, back in my day we used to
Sorry.
dance. I love that the industry is always evolving. I do miss that aspect. The artists that I like these days, I gravitate towards the entertainers, because
Hmm.
that's what I enjoy. I grew up on Michael, I grew up on Usher, Justin Timberlake. Now I love Bruno Mars. He's a good addition to that. I
Yeah.
just love good entertainers. Beyonce, people like that. Anybody that can give me a show, I'm all for it. I don't know. I don't. I think a lot of artists now they're focused on the music. They're focused on the content, the emotion behind things, the musicianship, which is all great. I think they're producing
Right.
really great music, but I question whether some of these artists can translate that into a live show and entertain me in person. If you can't bring that song to life in person, eh, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why I said, I was just watching you earlier and it just like it clicked. I said, she's really a natural dancer. This is
Thank
this
you.
is it comes to second nature to her,
I'm a little
you
rusty
know.
now. My joints don't move the way they used to. But yeah, I think just artists out of VA like Chris Brown. He might be the last, unless you can think of some other ones. He's the only one that I can think of that era. That really
Right.
combined both. Um,
It just felt nostalgic, just seeing the video earlier because I said this is just not something that I see every day.
right,
You know. I mean, there
right,
was a time where, like the main person who used to get teased about it was Mariah Carey, and she was teased horribly. How people talk about how she couldn't dance,
yeah,
and how it was just expected. Look at her, she's just standing there.
yeah,
And to fast forward, so some years, and that's just the norm. But
yeah.
I just had to give you your credit there.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I mean, I'm
Sure.
pretty sure I'm pretty sure there are some artists out there that
Yes.
can combine them both, and we just haven't really we haven't seen it yet. Maybe it hasn't
Right.
gotten the attention that it deserves just yet.
Yeah. Hopefully, I can find them, and maybe in Petersburg or in
They,
Virginia.
they're probably there. It's a lot of great talent coming out of Petersburg. Yeah.
When I find them, I'll let you know. And you brought up Beyonce.
Hmm.
For those who don't know, you did open for Destiny's Child
I
um,
did.
when they were
Yeah.
together.
Mhm.
Just curious, how was it sharing the stage, or how was being able to do that?
It's it was fantastic. It was there, after Beyonce went solo, she came out with Crazy in Love, that era.
Right.
And then she decided to go back and do the Destiny Fulfilled tour. So
Yeah.
it was I'm sorry if you can hear my phone. Is my phone making
I didn't
noise?
hear anything. No.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so it was that period where Destiny's Child still had the hits and they did Destiny's Fulfilled, their last album together, and then Beyonce would do her solo stuff. She had her own portion of
Right.
the show. So it was just, I don't know, it was a moment, man. I really wish I could go back and relive some of those moments
Bask again.
because I was so wrapped up in all the things that I had going on. I didn't get a lot of pictures back then. Like I didn't. I mean, I met the girls. I met. I was
Hmm.
on Mario and Emery were a part of the tour as well. Met all those guys and they were amazing. But I didn't get any pictures with them. So like I beat myself up about that
Trust
part.
me, I did try to find that. I did
Jeez,
try.
man. Like I'm so mad at myself for not getting those pictures. But it's one of my favorite memories, and I just feel, I don't know. I feel honored that they allowed me to tour with them for
Yeah.
it was 36 cities. it was fantastic, man. Just watching, people just like me who grew up performing their entire lives. I just saw their work ethic, and it was just
Right.
inspiring. You know, and
And you
Beyonce,
know,
all of them fine as hell. Fine. Yeah.
and speaking of recognition, for me to go on Instagram and see Kiki Palmer
Mm.
singing a song of yours in
Yeah.
full voice, full concentration, I said, that is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that had to feel kind of good as well.
It's good anytime I see anyone singing songs, man. Like, and then someone of her stature is like, wow, okay, so my little couple of songs, they did make an impact on somebody. I mean,
Yeah.
I know my catalog isn't like, humongous, and I didn't get a chance to actually release an album when I was out. But I'm just happy that, those songs stuck with people,
Yeah.
it's a moment for people to remember back in the day, and they still rock with it now. So
Yeah, and that's why I brought up just how, you've had audiences that are just entranced in watching you today,
yeah.
you know, and
Yeah, I
kind
still don't understand, man. Like I had like what 3 or 4 songs out, and people still book me for these shows, and I'm like, y'all have heard these songs over and over and over again. Y'all not tired of this stuff yet? So, but they're not. They still enjoy the music, man, and I guess they like the performance, and I'm just grateful that people still come out and they support and they love the songs.
Absolutely. And Kiki stood out just because we don't hear her sing very often, for one.
Right.
And just the fact that she decided to take, some time out in her social media to, sing a full song, full voice, complete concentration. I said, okay, that definitely says something
Yeah,
about
Kiki
Tyra as an
actually
artist.
sings that song every couple of years, man. Like I think there's like 3 clips of her singing
Okay.
"Still in Love." I guess it's one of her favorite songs, and we actually text, years ago. Once she first posted one of the original videos that she did, and
Okay.
she expressed how much she loved that song. So I don't know, man. I thank you. Really grateful.
Yeah, I'm certain that's the moment. And so I wanted to mention it's been about 8 or so years, I think, since you decided to come out as an artist, correct?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say 8, 9. I feel like I was always out. I mean, I was I
Hmm.
was always myself behind the scenes, and then when it came time for videos or whatever, they would dress me up, a certain way. But
Hmm.
I came out early on when I was about 16. That's when I started dating women, and my family knew. I didn't really think it was everybody's business. I didn't like broadcast it everywhere, but
Right.
people that were important to me, they knew. Um, and then I guess once I got signed, I got forced back into the closet, because my first single was Country Boy. So,
Right.
it didn't make sense to come out, so it was like, all right,
Right.
we're going to rock with this until the time is right. Um, but yeah, we can say about 8 years when I finally said, okay, let's start making some music that's, that fits me, and, people will understand that I like women. Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
And as you said, I think you originally came out at 16, correct?
Say it again.
I believe you said you originally came out at 16.
Yeah.
And just wondering how was that? I mean, I'm pretty sure you got some interesting stories for that.
Yeah.
Um, not everyone necessarily has, such an easy time, but it sounds
Right.
like you have family that was, pretty open and accepting and whatnot.
I was terrified to tell my family. Um, I kept it a secret for maybe a year, because I started dating my first girlfriend when I was around 15, and I came out to them at 16 after I got my heart broken. We broke up. She cheated on me. It's cool. I forgive you. But um, I didn't want to go through my first heartbreak by myself. You know, my mom and my
I
sister, my
see.
dad. You know, we're a tight knit family. We don't keep secrets from each other. You know, we're a 4-piece puzzle, and I just felt like I needed my support system to get through that. You know, I had isolated myself. I was in my bedroom, you know, crying,
Oh man.
and you know, I was just trying to hide it. But I eventually called my mom into the bedroom, and you know, I told her what was going on, and all she said was, "You know, baby, we knew. We was just waiting for you to tell us." And so I cried so much harder after that, but it was tears of joy. You know, it was relief. And my dad, he's a man of very few words. He came to the door and he just said, "I got your back, baby." And that was it, man. And then my sister, you know, it was easy telling her, you know, she's only 2 years older than me. She's more, you know,
Okay.
accepting of all of that stuff. So I was really more concerned about my parents, but you know, they were very supportive. I don't think it was that easy for them, you know, just getting used to the fact that you know I'm gay, but they never showed it.
I see.
You know, it was always love.
That's good. And being in the South is not something that's that I would personally expect. I
Yeah,
mean, when I had heard your story, I was expecting to hear a little bit, tougher something and reading about it
yeah,
online in the past.
yeah,
Um, but that's good. I just have to mention, quickly, in contrast, around the same time, I think 16, well, no, how did my coming out come about? I think that my family, I don't know if they found something or something like that,
yeah.
but I remember coming home, like, I think on my 18th birthday, and I had like a 2-hour lecture in my
Wow.
aunt's office. And I counted, it was literally a whole 2 hours.
Right.
And I went to the country's leading conversion therapist. It was a guy who
Wow.
used to be gay, and he was specializing in, turning people straight, of which I actually almost got put out of for laughing once. I
Right.
don't know why I thought it was funny. I left with someone's phone number.
Mm.
But
Let's go.
yes, but years later, everyone knows, my partner, etc. And so we've pretty much come in full circle, and kind of decided to walk away from the conversion therapy.
Right.
But
Do you think it's much harder? Well, I've always thought it's much harder for men to come out than women, and I know that you know a lot of women have a hard time because one of my best friends, her parents were pastors, and you know it was really difficult for her growing up, you know, because they basically said, you know, not under this roof. That's not happening, you know. And so she tended to get more in more trouble than I did because she was always trying to
the
sneak, right?
acting out,
You know?
yeah, yeah, and the sneaking.
Yeah. So, but I know that the road is somewhat more difficult. It can be more difficult for men um, coming out. So what do you think about that?
So it was interesting only because um, I wasn't I wasn't dating or anything like that. It was just that there was always a lot of talking around me that we think that he is, and so like go do something about it.
Yeah.
So I remember saying that I was like, I'm not dating you anymore. I think I said once, I was like, I don't do anything. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do this. And the response was like, what are you telling me for? Go do it.
Right. Right.
But like I didn't actively come out. Like this was presented to me. That was why it was always funny. It's like, how did I get here?
Right.
Like I would like to actually do something first.
Mm.
And I was an assistant choir director. So yeah, so
Okay.
there was a little bit of that.
Right.
But how many years later? 15
Hmm.
plus.
15 years later,
um,
you came out.
yeah, no, no, no. Oh, so it's we all know. and we talk about it, sort of don't talk about it.
Hmm.
But yeah, we've not had like an official coming out, but at this point, we all know. And so,
Yeah,
yeah, I think that we just
appropriate.
skipped over the coming out. It's like, I come around and it's like, now we're normal.
Okay.
We've
You don't really.
acknowledged except for the conversation.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to just, you have to come out, like announce it. You know what I mean? I think
Right.
we've gotten past that point. I hope we've gotten past that point where, you can just love who you love, and, you can just, hey, this is my boyfriend.
Right.
I'm hoping we'll get there one day, instead of this big announcement, like Lil Nas X had to come out and just, guys, I'm gay.
Right. Like I wrote about that and it's like so many people feel like, either someone's trying to capitalize off of they're up to something,
Hmm.
this isn't necessary. And yes, we know that it's not necessary.
Right,
Nobody wants to do it.
right, right,
And to think that that this is something that's going to actually edge someone up, I don't really think that people are aware that that's not how it works.
right, right.
We don't necessarily do this because we think we're going to have an extra advantage, but it's nice that
Exactly.
you know
Yeah.
nice that you think that. So you have I think you're working on a podcast, correct?
Yeah. Briefly, Dondry and I, we discussed R&B singer Dondry used to be signed to So Def, um, collaborating on a podcast called R&B Please. When the pandemic hit, we kind of put everything on hold so that we could be safe,
Right.
because it was going to be interview based, and performance based as well. It's still something that we're
Okay.
playing around with. But hopefully, if it does launch, it'll launch probably towards the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. I would love to hear it. I mean, for one, your perspective as someone who's been in the industry for the amount of time that you have,
Mhm.
and the fact that you obviously have a different perspective of being an out artist. You have plenty of stories to tell in
Yeah.
that sense.
Yeah. Definitely. Plenty.
And, I do have to say your social media is pretty, you're pretty quiet on social media.
Hmm.
So I think that there's even with that, I think there are fans who would like to know what they would like to have you fill in some of those gaps.
Yeah. Um, I'm a pretty private person. I'm
Right. I
trying to get
understand.
better at social media because my fans cussing me out all the time. Like, can you
Really.
please explain something? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I will. But right now I'm just kind of, chilling out. I'm back in the studio working on some new music. It's been 3 years since I dropped some new stuff. I had a single out in
Mhm.
2007 called "I'm Yours," which did pretty well, for an independent record. So I'm happy about that. And so I said, cool. I think it's time to follow up with something else, give people an update on what's been going on in my life. Because I
Yeah.
went through a bad breakup recently, and
I'm
just kind
sorry
of
to hear.
want to sing about it now.
Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, if anything, that's always inspiration uh, you know,
Yeah.
for some new music.
Absolutely.
And I will add that, even though the people do get on you about posting, I mean, the good part about your social media is that at least, I mean, the way that I look at how social media should be, especially for people in the industry, if I'm going to their Twitter or whatnot, I expect to see something about music or something
Hmm.
about their career, not them cussing people out, not them being in the middle of drama every day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes, there's a lot of industry people that I like, but I can't follow them because I can't look at this. I literally don't need this stuff in my brain.
Right. I feel you.
As someone who, has been a writer, entertainment writer for some time, just so much of the side stories that happen, it's like I would rather not cover some of this. I actually like covering music and people who are talking about what they do,
Hmm.
um, such as you. So that's why I said, going down your social media, I said, you know what, she's not caught up in any drama, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. I try to stay away from all of that, man. I ain't got time for it. Yeah. I try to keep it about the music. at one point, you would see, some personal stuff, like, when I was in a relationship, you would see some updates on that from time to time, but
Right.
for the most part, keep it about the music.
But I will say, I mean, your fans do, they do a good job of keeping tabs on you. I mean, I think I just
Oh,
happened to, I jumped into some comments and I don't know what you posted, but someone said, does this mean that you're single now? And I said, whatever she wrote didn't look like it mentioned any type of a breakup. How did you all figure that out? And now I'm, comment trolling, trying
yeah,
to see what I missed.
yeah, they keep tabs, man. But I'm just grateful that after all these years, people, they're still supporting, and they I don't know, because it's not like I put out music consistently. I kind of, at this point, I put out music when the creativity hits me. It's like when it hits me, that's when I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna put some music out. I do
Right,
it. I do it for the love now versus I'm trying to be the next whoever. You know what I mean? So
right.
I really appreciate the people that are still looking out and waiting and patiently waiting for some new music.
Well, that's what talent does. People hang around to see what comes next.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Do you have a wish list of people you like to work with?
Mm. Wish list of people I'd like to work with. Um, well, the one for sure, he's passed on, but Michael Jackson would have definitely been number one for me.
I
Um,
see.
I don't know. As far as new artists goes, I like Lucky Day.
Okay.
He's pretty dope. I like her. Would love to do something with Bruno Mars.
Okay.
Uh, one of my all-time favorites is Justin Timberlake. Would love to do something with him. Of course, Usher. He's another one. Um, oh, and
All good
hometowns.
talent.
Hometown thing. I would love to collaborate with some of the hometown heroes. Trey Songz, Chris Brown.
Okay.
Um, Production wise, I would love to get in with Pharrell and the Neptunes, Tim. Just the greats from VA. I think that would be amazing for me.
Absolutely. So you had Chingy work on a remix.
Yeah,
Um,
Chingy and Trailville. You remember Trailville?
yes. Oh yes.
Yeah, yeah,
I remember the early days of them. Yes.
right.
So I'll give you part of my list. If you work with Chingy, then I feel like working with Nelly is only fair. I feel
Oh,
like if you do
you think I should work with Nelly?
if you do one, you have to do the other. It feels like it's a
Right.
package deal.
No, I would love to do a record with Nelly. That'd be dope.
And uh, this podcast later in the year. Yes, please try to stay on top of that. I want to see that happen.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, it'll
try and
definitely
try
be
and move it up a little bit.
it'll definitely be a lot of fun. I want it to be performance based. Like, I want to bring some R&B artists in for some virtual concerts. Um, Not just established artists. Some up and coming people.
Right.
Give them a time to shine. Dondria and I will be talking. It's not just about R&B. Of course, we're gonna discuss all the latest and greatest of what's going on in that genre. But we want to talk about everything. We want to talk about what just pop culture in general.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I think if we launch it, it'll probably be in the fall.
Okay. I didn't know that you had planned on having any performances on it. I assumed that it was just talking, which means that you were pretty much reading my mind. I was saying this morning, of course, that I said that you are great as a live singer, but with that being said, sing some more acoustic work of yours, like the intro that we had earlier of you doing some acoustic singing. Um, that would be great to see. So I'm glad to see that that was something that you're at least considering. So
Yeah,
I'm keeping
definitely.
my fingers
I'm all
crossed on it.
about the live performances, man. That's my passion. Like, I enjoy creating music, man, but the live performances is my heart. that's what got me in this industry in the first place. You know, I just love performing live. R&B Please actually started off as an idea for me because I wanted to get into concert promotion, and then it just
Okay.
evolved to, you know, I brought Dondria in, and I said, cool, let's do a little podcast so we could talk about, you know, what's going on in the music industry and, you know, the latest releases in R&B, and then, you know, we can just kind of tie in the performance aspect, you know, just
Yeah.
get creative with it. So
And we don't have too much of that. Of course, there's a million podcasts that are going on now, especially
yeah, definitely.
since the pandemic, but not too many that are performance based. So
Right.
I like that angle. And I wanted to know, you and Dondria, how did that connection happen?
I met Dondria through a mutual friend when I first moved here. When I say mutual friend, I mean my ex
Okay.
girlfriend. But
Uh,
we're you know, she's just a great friend,
lucky
man.
me to dig that up again. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. No, there's no beef between me and my ex. We're Dondria and my ex are actually best friends.
Okay.
And you know, me and Dondria's relationship just kind of, you know, grew from there as well. So um, yeah,
'Cause I was
I,
just wondering, I think I'd seen like you all had done some videos together, like going back almost a decade.
yeah,
So one, I thought it was interesting, and two, I said, you know, both of you all vocally next to each other would be absolutely amazing. Which some type of a duet would be nice. You know, I'm just
man,
dropping
listen.
that nugget out there.
Dondria can sing circles around, like that girl can sing her ass off, you know. I do what I can, you know. I know I can sing, but Dondria can sing, you know. So yeah, I think something is in the works. She's working on a project as well, and we discussed doing some, you know, some work together. We actually did a song together. We remade Anne Marie's "I Just Died."
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
That was a while back, and then we hopped on a song with a rapper named D Mac out of Miami, Florida.
Okay.
Um, that's Dondria's boyfriend, by the way. And
Okay.
yeah, we kind of collaborated on that, but we probably it's probably overdue for us to do something together, just the two of us.
I absolutely agree. One, aside from the fact that you know, we are waiting with you,
Hmm.
but yes, Andrea, and I'm not sure when she last had a project out either. I should know that, but I don't.
She just dropped a
mm,
single called "Let It Be" like a week or two ago.
Boom! I'm gonna listen to this as
Yeah,
soon as
she
we're
just
out.
dropped it. It's dope. And she's got like these Let It Be candles or whatever. You can go to DondriaNicole.com. Look at me. I should tell her.
Oh, that's
I'm
cool.
telling her. Sitting
You
plugging her.
said you wanted to do concert promotions though, so this is your lane. Bam.
Boom. Perfect. But yeah, DondriaNicole.com. You can go buy her candles and we'll listen to her new single, Let It Be. And soon I'll be promoting my own stuff as well. I promise.
I I can't wait, and you know, I can tell that you'll be great at the podcasting as well.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, you're doing good with the plugs already.
Feel me?
Look, I don't want to hold you, but before we go, did you have anything else that you wanted to mention?
Just shout out to Petersburg, man. I love everybody in Petersburg. I love.
Can't wait to have you back. By the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna be home in the let's see, it's almost March. I'll be home at the end of March because my parents' birthdays are a week apart, so I always try to go right in the middle, or I
Okay.
celebrate one of the others. You know, it's like all right, I went home
Right.
for my mom's last year. I'll be home for my dad's this year. So it's my dad's turn this year. So March 27th, I'll be back in the
Okay.
city. Um, but yeah,
Sidebar. If I recall correctly, I could totally be wrong. Don't they have a is their anniversary somewhere around their birthday? That
I,
wrong month. I thought
no, their
saw you.
anniversary is a few days after my birthday. My birthday is
Okay.
June 27th, and
Okay. In my head, I was saying it's
June
either
30th.
that or it's the summers. I
Yeah,
wasn't sure.
yeah, June 30th. That's the anniversary.
Okay. I got
Did
my
some
trolling a
research,
little
huh?
mixed up this morning.
Look at you doing your research. Let's go.
Yeah, I didn't do too bad for someone who hasn't slept today. I will write afterwards. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool.
Yes,
Yeah, just shout out Petersburg, man. I think it's amazing what you guys are doing with Petersburg Solution. I think it's, it's amazing, and anything that I can do, to get the word out about the organization and the movement, y'all let me know. I'm down.
absolutely. And before we go, I want you to hang around for a bit. But this will also be on, I don't even think I mentioned it, that I run a celebrity news site called populist.com, and I also have this published an article on there as well.
Nice. Okay.
That came from me not sleeping, that I didn't mention that earlier.
Nah, just shoot me those links, man.
Absolutely. And could you let
Check it out.
everyone know where to find you on social media?
Social media it's Tyra B. That's across all platforms: Twitter, Instagram. No, Facebook is something different though. Facebook is, I think, I don't know what it is because I'm
I
not
know I know
Facebook.
you're easy to find on there though.
Yeah, I'm.
So if you
You
type
can
in your
probably.
name, you'll still be able to find
Yeah, I'm gonna do better with social media. I promise. I swear. I'm not good at it, but I'm gonna try.
it. You're fine. But look, thanks for coming on. And for everyone that's following, make sure that you check out recent interviews of ours. We recently spoke to Mr. Ray from Love and Hip Hop, Hollywood.
Yeah, College Hill, Mr. Ray.
Yes,
That's a
yes.
throwback. College Hill. I knew him from College Hill before I knew him from Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Dante Lyric, he's an artist and R&B artist in Richmond as well.
Heard
Which
that name before.
boom, a little linking between the two of y'all would be good as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dropping that nugget in.
Let's do it. I would
All
love
right.
to collaborate with some VA artists.
Yes. All right, guys. And make sure you follow Petersburg Solution on all social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. And until next time, I will see you all soon.